The last clip before we end is oddities and curiosities, and this is, I don't have any clips for this, but the first thing I wanted to say was that in the training, and especially what I've seen with the years that, literally the years that I've been watching my mentors doing this technique, about 3 days before the session and about 3 days after, there's both myself and the client may experience a lot of paranormal activity, either more than usual or just at all, and we notice things. And the best way I can describe it, and I'm not exactly sure I've heard this, but the best way I can describe it is that during a hypnosis session, you're making a connection with your higher self, which what they call the subconscious. That's a powerful thing. That's a powerful event. That there's an exchange of energy there that the best way I can explain it would be just spills over into both the past and the present and everything and all around you. And just like with that bathroom mirror, I knew this was going to be a powerful session because the bathroom mirror opened. I didn't know who it was. I just saw it open. I was getting out of the shower, by the way, is what that was. But I really appreciate that. And it turns out, when I found out my friend had died, I immediately started sending him white light because I didn't know, because it was a suicide, what are we told happens and stuff like that, and I just sent him a lot of love. And wow, yeah. One of the other things that was interesting was Nina's mother was in the session as well, and I gave her instructions that while I was doing the induction with Nikki, that she be preoccupied with her cell phone so that she wouldn't engage. But the interesting thing is that she felt a connection with her daughter during the hypno session. She's still on her phone. She's probably on Facebook is what it was. And she felt a connection. So whenever Nikki was talking about those early memories and the birthday party and going up north, Nina was saying that she was experiencing them as she was saying them. And that was really interesting. So I like that phenomenal, that paranormal connection that we have. Actually, I believe that everything is connected. So it makes perfect sense. Another thing that was interesting is Nikki was telling me that during the session she felt being poked. More than once. Well, she wasn't scared about it, but we told her that nobody was touching her, nobody was there. Just to let you know, and I explained this in another video, my clients will get this film of the entire session as long as they bring me a drive. Has to be above 32 megabytes or gigabytes of memory, at least 50, because this camera makes really, really high memory stuff. But you will walk away from your session with the entire recording, so that you can listen to it later. And it is absolutely necessary for you and important, so important for you to go back and listen to the session. One thing to be careful of, don't listen to the first part. If I happen to leave the induction in that recording, don't listen to it while you're cooking, while you're driving or anything, because it is absolutely possible for you to go under while you're listening to it. And if you've had a successful session, you're going to go under quicker and deeper, so be careful of that, please. I'm going to try my best to take that out as we're there with the client so they can walk away with it. Anyway, the last thing I wanted to share was a connection that I had with Nikki during this session. Every time that I felt tension in my belly, in my solar plexus, every time I felt that tension, I have been through enough therapy that I know how to relax it. So breathing, and you can, if you heard it, you'd hear my breathing even more. So I would go into a relaxed state, and every time that I would release tension, I noticed that she would release tension as well. Thought that was really, really interesting. Very, very interesting. I do want to thank you guys. This is it. I want to thank you for listening to the video. Again, my name is Ronnie Maestas, If you would like to book a session with me, I have my email and my Etsy store name coming up in just a second. My next client, the information that comes across, you're going to want to watch this because it is absolutely amazing. I'm filming in a new house. It's an old house. It's a small house. It's humble, and it was neglected for a long time. And but there have been some things that have happened in this house that my next client helped me understand. You're going to want to watch this. It's really interesting. Thanks again.